Hey guys, welcome back to FreckleFace Finance, where we discuss personal finances open and honestly so that you can live the life that you deserve. So we're like halfway through January, and I know I'm so late doing my annual budget, but I feel like it's better late than never. I had a lot of things going on at the beginning of this year. I had a birthday, and then right after my birthday, I got so sick, y'all. So I've really been battling this upper respiratory infection, and so it has delayed me in doing all of the things that I need to do in order to set myself up for financial success for the new year. And so with that being said, I definitely think it's important to set myself up for financial success. And so I've really been going over my previous budget, which I created in an Excel spreadsheet. And y'all, I just want something more updated. I want something that is just more in-depth, more involved, and so I just did not have the time to create that myself. So I went ahead and purchased what I think is a great spreadsheet, and so I'm going to use that throughout the year and see how it goes. But so far so good. I think it's going to be a really good addition to tracking my finances, and so I'll leave the link down below. She actually has a YouTube channel, and I found her video so thorough and like I was just really excited because I've purchased spreadsheets before and they have hidden tabs and they got all of these like formulas, and so if you don't create it yourself, sometimes it can be a little difficult to manipulate the formulas. And so I really like the fact that she had a YouTube video tutorial on how to do the budget on a spreadsheet, and so that is who I decided to go with. And so one of the things that I learned from last year is that everything is interconnected. And so what I mean by that is if you have a specific goal to visit family or to travel more or to eat healthy, all of those in some way, shape, or form impact your budget. And so I think previously I wasn't taking into account how all of my goals will in some way, shape, or form impact my budget. And so this year I'm really interested in tracking how me as a person, my goals, my personality, how that impacts my spending, and ultimately how that impacts my budget. So in this video, I want to lay out my budget for the year, but I also want to lay out what my goals are and how those may impact my budget. So let's get started on goal setting for the year. I have a goal to spend more time with my family and friends this year. All of my family lives out of state, and so unfortunately, whenever I visit my family and friends, it is associated with some type of bill because I have to travel in order to visit them. And so I know in 2023, I did get to see my family a good amount of time, but it was really hectic. I went through a job change, I picked up a part-time job, and so when I saw my family, it was really spare the moment. And I feel like this year, I really want to budget and identify key moments that I want to go home and visit my parents for so that I can make sure that I'm budgeting that in advance. I also got invited to 2 weddings out of the country this year, which is also going to be associated with spending a lot of money. Travel expenses, purchasing a dress to wear to the wedding, hair, and all those typical expenses that comes when you're a guest at a wedding. So I need to make sure that I'm planning for those expenses in advance so I can make sure that they don't sneak up on me and be associated with a larger ticket than it needs to be. The goal of mine is I want to get back into fitness. And so if you guys follow me over on FreckleFace Running, you know that I originally started my YouTube channel because I was really into fitness and documenting me training for a half marathon. And so today I ran 14 half marathons, but I kind of slowed down and I've taken a little bit of a break. So this year I want to get back into running and be more intentional on my health and wellness. And so of course that is associated with a gym membership, racing registration fees, of course, new gym shoes, like all of that comes with an associated expense. And so because that is a big goal of mine, I need to make sure that I'm properly budgeting for that this year. My third overarching goal for 2024, of course, is to continue to pay myself first. And so I did really well in 2023 in being able to contribute to my 401k, max out my Roth IRA, and I want to continue to do that in 2024. So that is definitely a big goal of mine and is very important to me. So for 2024, I plan to continue to contribute to my 401k. I would like to max out my Roth IRA and also continue to invest so that I can be financially secure. And so, of course, I do have some goals that are not associated with money. But just because for the purposes of this video, I just wanted to talk to you guys about the goals that I have that are going to impact my budget for the year. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get started on the budget. So I have the budget opened up. First page is the instructions page. And like I said, she did a really good job of detailing how to use the budget on her YouTube page. I'll leave all of that in the description box below. But this is all what the budget comes with. So it comes with like a year-to-date dashboard, which will really keep you on track with your monthly income throughout the year, your monthly expenses, and your monthly savings. So I'm really excited about that. It has year-to-date totals. So again, it keeps you really on track, all in one place of your savings. And I'm not sponsored. I just really am excited about this budget. And so the year-to-date totals, which I'm really excited about because everything is all in one place. So I can very specifically see how much I got paid throughout the year, my savings, like how much I contributed towards my saving goals, and then how much went towards my bills. Like, it's all in one place. I'm very excited about that. And of course, expenses. So everything will be calculated at the end. And so my current budget that I'm using right now, it's an Excel spreadsheet just like this, but it's not as detailed. And so I currently don't have a way to track without doing a lot of math or revamping my spreadsheet, everything in a year's view. So I really like that about this spreadsheet. And so debt payoff, I can see everything in one go. Net worth calculator, savings goal, and then here we are with the budget. And so the way that the budget works, January is the master template. And so I have to fill everything out in January, and then it's going to automatically populate it throughout the rest of the year. And so with my budget, I am a 9-to-5 employee. So paycheck 1 and paycheck 2, and sometimes paycheck 3 for the month are going to be my 9-to-5 income. And so what makes it kind of tricky is that I always pay myself first. And so because of that, not all of my money comes to my bank account. And so because I always pay myself first, before I see any of my money, I already have my 401k paid, I already have my Roth IRA paid, and I already have my brokerage account and whatever other investment accounts that I've chosen to invest in. Those are already paid before my money even hits my account. And so I'm going to, for the purposes of my budget, I'm going to add those back in, not my 401k, but my Roth IRA and my investment accounts. I'm going to add those back in because I want to be able to track how much I have put towards my investment accounts, because I consider that savings. And so I want to make sure that I'm hitting my goal. And so I'm going to go ahead and add those back in to account for that money that's going there. So I actually just got a raise. It has not hit my account yet. And so I'm not sure exactly how much I'm going to be making the rest of the year, after taxes is accounted for. So I'm going to go ahead and do my January budget with however much money I've gotten so far. And so the number that I got was 2964 and 70 cents. Hold on. I did that wrong. 2964.7. There we go. Oh, and it automatically changed it into a number, so that's really nice. So 2964.7 for that. I typically don't get paid 3 times in a month. That's very rare. And then for my side hustle, 1, that is $2,000 a month. And then for side hustle 2, that is $1,000 a month. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and scroll down to the bill section. So you guys know I have a mortgage. And so for the purposes of my annual budget, or for budgeting for 2024, I'm going to include mortgage. I have an HOA. I also have homeowner's insurance as well as home warranty. And so I'm gonna include that all as one monthly bill. So for mortgage, we're gonna do 2394.21. 4.21. All right, and so I'm gonna go ahead and fill the rest of this in. Okay, so now I'm gonna move on to the expenses portion, and this is what my estimated expenses are gonna be. This was pre-populated, but I'll go ahead and keep that in there, and then I'll just go ahead and fill out the rest of this section based off what I'm guessing my expenses will be on a monthly basis. I'm gonna go ahead and move on to the savings section, and of course I want to contribute to my Roth. So I just calculated it out, and I automatically have $333 going to my Roth, or going to my investment account every check, and so that comes out to $666. I'm so sorry, you guys, but that is what it is. I'm so sorry. Oh, let's see what that did. And so I also have a brokerage account. We'll say brokerage 1, brokerage 2, and then I also have a custodial account. All right, and then I don't have any specific number going towards the custodial account every month, but for my brokerage 1, I don't have anything going there specifically every month. And then for brokerage 2, I have $370 going there every month. Okay, so now we'll get down to the debt. And so you guys know that I have a huge goal to pay down my debt this year. And so I'm still like old school. I write stuff in a planner weekly, because if I don't, I will not stay on track. And so actually when I was laying out my budget, I really like detailing my life in my planner. And so let me look at this to go ahead and fill out the debt section. Something I think is really cool about this budget is that if I go up here to the category section, it is pre-populating that from my expenses. And so whatever I spend, like when I look through my bank accounts and I complete this budget every month, it should fall into one of those categories. And if not, like if for some reason I have like a category that's up here, like, oh, let me add travel, because I know that I have to, you know what, should I put travel? I'll put travel in an expenses category, and then I'll also put it in a savings category, because I should be saving throughout the year, because I know I have a lot of travel coming up. Also do gifts, because like I said, I have those 2 weddings that I'm doing. I don't have anything in the budget for this month to do for gifts, because I don't have anything coming up this month. But I do know that later on this year, there's gonna be a time that comes up where I'm gonna have to give someone a gift. We're just gonna say house savings, because owning a house is expensive and stuff always comes up, and so I have to make sure that I am saving towards that on a monthly basis, so that I'm not blindsided when an expensive house item breaks or something comes up where I have to put some money towards my house. And then what I like about this budget is that in this category section, or this list of expenses, there's gonna always be populated from the expenses section. And so everything when I'm going through my bank account statement should be related to some type of expense. I'll also have a LLC, so I'll just list business as an expense, so that something comes up, I can make sure that I'm accounting for my business expenses as well, because at this point my business is not profitable, and so I am using money from my 9-to-5 job to fund expenses in my business. Alright, so let's go ahead and scroll down. Yearly bills. I don't really have any yearly bills. I know that my home warranty is a yearly bill, but I just try to make sure, warranty, I'm sorry, I spelled that wrong, warranty. I just try to make sure that I account for that on a monthly basis to go towards the next yearly bill. And so I paid that for 2024 already. And so I also like to have an extra mortgage payment that I've been doing since I've gotten into the house. And so I always make an extra mortgage payment at the end of the year. And then what other yearly expenses can I think of? Speeding tickets. I don't get a ton of them, but I would say I get maybe 3, and then those red light tickets. So between speeding tickets and red light tickets, I get about 3 a year. And so I'm just kind of forward thinking on categories that will need to be populated in the future months. And so unfortunately, speeding tickets needs to be one of them. And so let me go back down here to these yearly bills. Car registration, and then what else? I also get like the emissions check, but I should not be due this year because I redid my emissions in 2023, so I should be good. And so we're also going to add my Amex because that is a credit card that I have. I also have a Best Buy card, but I don't keep balances on these cards, but I do have to use them once a year in order to keep the account current. So typically at the beginning of the year, I'll just buy something small on all of my cards just to keep them active, because I think you can go 18 months without swiping your card before they'll close the account. And so I don't want the account closed, so I'll just put these on here because I know that I'm gonna be spending something on them in the month of January. So we're gonna go ahead and go down here to the payment method. Cash, we're gonna say this is the main account because I only really take cash out of one account. And so payment method, we're gonna say that this is the red card and that is the main account. And so the reason that these are both coming out of the same account, but I have them on here twice, is because if I take out cash and I purchase something, it's not gonna show me specifically what I charged, like what I debited or took out from my bank account. And so it's just gonna be a cash withdrawal. And so I wanna make sure that I'm accounting for that throughout the year. I don't deal in a lot of cash, but you know, sometimes people pay me in cash. And so I just wanna make sure that I have, you know, that listed on here. And then if I do like swipe my card at the grocery store or like at the gas station, that is also coming out of the account, but it should show me specifically where I swipe my card at. And then I also have the Discover card, which I use that one for any type of house expenses that I have. I don't like to mix accounts. So anytime that I have a large house expense, like I recently got my roof repaired, that is going to be on a Discover card, and I only use that for house expenses. And so we'll just say silver. Payment method. So we're going to pretty much list everything that is here in this debt section in this payment method section. Now I don't use all of these payments on a monthly basis, not even close, but I am going to include them so that I can account for them later throughout the year. So I only use these cards once a year just to keep them active so that I don't mess up my debt to income ratio. Alright guys, so I just finished up filling out the template for pretty much all of my year expenses and trying to think ahead of what I would need in order to, you know, fill out my budget the rest of the year. And so if things come up, I can always go back to the January tab and add them into this template. So I think I should be fine. I think that that is a good start. And so I did want to come over here to this debt payoff section because that is a huge goal of mine for this year. And so I'm going to go ahead and fill this section out so that I can keep track of, you know, how much I need to be paying towards my debt in the amount of time that I'm hoping to have it paid off by. Interest rate. I don't know what the interest rate is on this account. I'll just make something up and say 19% because I have no idea. And I don't think it's that important because I feel like I'm using this to give me a rough idea. And so I am not going to look at this like 6 months. It has to be that exactly. This is just to give me a rough idea. And credit card interest rates are through the roof. And so I think 19% is me being fair. So I'm not going to go through the trouble of logging in and trying to figure that out. I'm just going to say 19%. You know what? I'm kind of anal, y'all. So it's going to bother me that that is credit, loan, credit. So I'm so sorry, y'all. I I have to change it so that it can be consistent because it's gonna bother me. And we're gonna say that is 19%, and we're gonna put this one as the student loan. And so my goal would be to have this paid off by the end of the year. And y'all, I know that is very, very aggressive, but that's my goal. That's my goal, and I think that it's a very realistic goal, especially with my income. And so I am going to be chugging along and trying to have this paid off by the end of the year. And so another thing too, with this student loan payment, I actually do not owe that much in student loan. I am fighting with my lender and the Department of Education right now because, and this is like a long story, you guys, but long story short, last year, or it might be 2 years ago now, you guys know when they were doing like the student loan forgiveness, and like everyone thought that their loans were going to be forgiven by Biden. Well, I fell into that trap. And so what I did was I had my student loans 100% paid off. And so I requested a refund so that I would have a balance, so that that balance can be paid off with the student loan forgiveness. I know. I know. I don't need y'all to tell me. So anyways, I took that money and I started a business venture, and that business venture did not pay off for me. And so now I have this student loan. And so I don't regret it, because it is a lower interest rate than it would have been if I would have got a business loan from a bank. But what happened is that my service lender is saying that I took out more than I actually took out. And so they've only given me a check for a certain amount, and then they're saying that I owe more than what I actually received. And so I have been fighting with them all of 2023 in order to get my account adjusted to reflect how much money I actually got refunded. They have given me the runaround for 10 to 11 months. And so I finally filed a claim with the Department of Education. And so I'm waiting for them to get back with me. And so hopefully that number will go down a lot faster, because they're going to accurately reflect how much I actually owe. But I'm going to reflect the actual numbers in here just in case it does not get rectified, which is going to like really upset me because it's thousands of dollars. And so hopefully they are able to rectify that with the Department of Education. But I did file a complaint, but I wanted to just go ahead and put that out there because you know, that is a debt that I owe. So I'm just gonna have it reflect specifically what I owe and not what I think I owe. And so I'll go ahead and go to the savings goal tab, because I do have a goal to save this year. And so for my Roth IRA for 2024, the Roth contribution limit has gone up to $7,000. And so I have a goal to save $7,000. So you guys know that I already have $20,000 saved in my Roth IRA already. And so even with the interest collected, I don't want to have $27,000 at the end of the year. I want to put in $7,000, and hopefully my account reaches 30 by the end of the year. So that is a goal of mine, but I am going to keep this as $27,000 because my goal is to actually put in 7. And so for brokerage 1, I don't have a specific goal. I plan on like any bonuses that I get or any extra money that I get, I want to put into brokerage 1. And so I don't have a specific goal amount. Let's say that I hope to put in $5,000. And so I think with my bonuses, hopefully getting my YouTube channel monetized, I think that I could realistically have a goal amount of $5,000 in my brokerage 1. And then for brokerage 2, I currently have $11,000 in that account. And so my goal to save at the end of the year, you guys already saw that I have a budget for, I think 185 a check. So that is $370 a month. So 370 times 12 is $4,440. That is so close to $5,000. Should I just put it up to $5,000? I think I could definitely find $600 by the end of the year to make that an even $5,000. Ooh, decisions. Let's go ahead. We're gonna go ahead and say that our goal is to put $5,000 into that brokerage account. So custodial account, So this is a custodial account. If you guys don't know what that is, that is an account that you pretty much monitor and invest in for a minor. And so for the custodial account, I don't have a specific amount. I just wanted to do all of their birthday gifts in the form of investments. So every year on their birthday, I'm going to give some type of dollar amount to the custodial account. And so currently they are at 0 because they are a newborn. So I started the account, you know, when they were born. And so my goal amount for this year, we'll just say, actually I take that back. When they started, I saved $300. So I started the account off with $300. And so by the end of the year, I would like to save an additional $700 so that we can round it out to an even $1,000. And so yeah, so I am 43% of the way there to getting that $1,000 mark. So for the travel fund, we're gonna start off with $0, and the goal amount is going to be, whew, y'all, I have 2 out-of-country weddings this year. I have some personal travel that I want to see my family, and so we're gonna say that the travel budget for this year is going to be $7,000. I know, even just typing that hurts my feelings. And so for house savings, I already have $7,000 saved for that. And the goal amount, I always like to have $10,000 saved. So after my roof repair, I have a couple of $1,000s I have to put in order to replenish that. So we're gonna have the goal amount be $10,000 for that. I'll just go ahead and fill out the start dates for all of these. I won't waste you guys' time with doing that. I'll just do that later. Alright guys, so like I said, I'm really excited about completing this budget this year. And more importantly, like, I'm excited about seeing my progress and being able to share that with you guys. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video even a little bit, please make sure to give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel so you can be notified of when I make future videos. Thank you guys, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.